to write the reasons as to why you've decided to join. You've decided to join this wonderful session of 33 days. You can just write your reason. To some have tried to engage with you, to others have not engaged with you. And I know many of you have been called here because you have seen the link probably. On another note, a friend has told you about these sessions. And the number one goal in these sessions is for you to know St. Joseph on a personal level. The time is now for St. Joseph. I know we all have different reasons as to why we are a part of this class, but all I can say is you are most welcome. So in this orientation meeting of ours today, number one, it is to help us know what we are going into. After knowing what we are going into, we can basically take on the 33 days without a problem, either on an individual level, either via Zoom in the morning at 5 a.m., as we have always done, because after this, when this session gets done, it will be the fifth cohort to get themselves consecrated or entrusted to the care of Saint Joseph. And it will be the second to consecrate itself on the feast of Saint Joseph the Worker. So, I know we are all here for different reasons, but the number one goal is to learn more about Saint Joseph. Maybe to some of you, someone has told you about Saint Joseph. Maybe to some of you, you've not heard anything about him and you've come for different reasons. You want maybe employment, you want how can I term it? I've reached an extent that my personal encounter with Saint Joseph is no longer about my petitions. I find it these days that it's about seeing that someone else gets to know Saint Joseph on a personal level. For the people who I have been talking to, or the people who already consecrated, who have already entrusted their lives to Saint Joseph, they'll tell you that the reason as to why we get in these classes, number one, is to have a father, a spiritual guide, someone who is there very close in all your needs, material, spiritual, anything. And one piece of encouragement I'll give you is the time for Saint Joseph is now. And to some of you, you might be here saying, but I'm already consecrated to Mother Mary. Yes, Mother Mary is our spiritual mother. But the heavens want us to have both a spiritual mother and a spiritual father. And you going through with these 33 days, it's going to help you entrust yourself to a father as well. The time for Saint Joseph is now. That I'll tell you. Dora, you can help me put the book that we shall be using. I don't know. I've just shared. I don't know if you'll put the screenshot or but the book, people to see it, how it is, the book we are going to be using. Because I'm seeing the screen has H, or you can put an image of Saint Joseph or the poster we are using, something. Because I know in the recorded version, the screen will be blank. Beautiful. Then you can alternate with also the images of Saint Joseph. So this is the book we are going to be using. I don't know if you have a hard copy, but we've shared the soft copy. It is beautiful if you have a hard copy, but I know most of the people, prayers have gone in the e-form. But trust me, there is something beautiful in having your hard copy, the way I have mine here. And you can type, you can write, you can do it, you can can I call it highlight, not underline, highlighting, and you're seeing everything for yourself. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful if you can get yourself a hard copy. But if you cannot, we are going to be sharing with you information on a daily document, both document and also in Word form, WhatsApp form, for you to read either on a personal level or with the class at 5 a.m. in the morning. This we are going to be doing. So I want to welcome you here. I want to welcome you. Tisha, please mute yourself. So through this book, Why we are choosing this part of time, tending towards the feast of Saint Joseph the Worker, it is beautiful to count yourself in accordance, to count your consecration in accordance to the liturgical calendar. But trust me, you can do the consecration anytime you want. Dora, can help open the chat, the consecration chat, and people see that today, as a group, we are going to go for the feast of Saint Joseph, the patron of workers. But in this particular consecration, we are all in position. We can decide to start consecration at any one point of your life. But it's beautiful if you choose a liturgical calendar, if you choose a liturgical day. So as a group of Go to Joseph, the people who are here today, or the classes that we are holding, the group you are on, we decided that in a year we shall be holding 3 consecrations. One has just ended. That was on the solemnity of Saint Joseph, husband of Mary. And that is the greatest feast, the greatest solemnity of Saint Joseph, to the extent that even Lent has to pause for us to celebrate it. So someone may be saying, no, we didn't even have rest. No, 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 no. So how come we are at it again? And we are here, we are going to go for other classes? Yes, because we decided that we shall choose 3 classes, but when you look in this consecration chart, someone can consecrate themselves on the feast of holy spouses. We shall learn more about it when we dive into the book. Someone can consecrate themselves on the feast of presentation of the Lord. Solemnity of Saint Joseph, that one is the greatest feast of Saint Joseph, the greatest solemnity. Then you will realize the reason as why we are back here again, because the important feast that is coming forth is Saint Joseph the Worker, and we cannot let it go by. So some people, okay, like us who are conducting the classes, you realize we have just finished just Thursday the other week, and now we are back. It is not because truly Saint Joseph just wants you people to know more about him. That's what I can say. But because the classes have to begin tomorrow, March 30th, and the last day, 33 days, it should be the final day. So May 1st will be the feast of Saint Joseph the Worker. That is when the 33 days will be done. So someone can choose from this chart anytime they want to consecrate. But as a group, we shall be doing the one of solemnity of Saint Joseph. The number 2, Saint Joseph the Worker. I believe you're seeing on the chart on the screen, the consecration chart. Then the last one we shall do is the one tending to the Holy Family. But that one I would love to tell you as we are beginning, that one varies because the Feast of Holy Family is always the last Sunday of every year. The last Sunday. So this one doesn't have a constant date that one can begin here and end here. No, because it's every last Sunday of the year. So that we shall still carry on 33 days together as a group. But just know you can do this anywhere, anywhere. Saint Joseph, it is his time right now. And he calls us to know him on a personal level. In these meetings you're going to meet, number 1, I know many of you may have come for different reasons. To some people, they have come because they are in need of I saw someone post protection, marriage, families. Yes, only that will be recognized because of the spiritual fatherhood of Saint Joseph. And we pray this can be accepted with time. Then some, it could be for reasons of I do not have work, I do not have many things. We are going to be journeying in this journey. It is going to be deep. It is going to be intensive. And trust me, by the time you complete this, you will realize that you love Saint Joseph on a personal level. And you will use him in so many things of yours. So how is this program going to be? It is going to be in form of 3s. Number 1, it is about us learning every day through the litany of Saint Joseph. I don't know how you know about him, how you call him in your personal life. To some of us, we are so green and we don't know anything. So these 33 days, it's basically learning the litany of Saint Joseph every day, every day, every day. And when we learn it, we'll read it in detail, in detail. So when we read it in detail, we shall get we shall get when we read the litany in detail every day for the 33 days, we shall be in position to learn who Saint Joseph can be to you on a personal level. Then part 2 of the consecration classes will talk about the wonders of our spiritual father. I have a friend who told me, Joanne, how come you're promoting someone? Even our parents didn't know about this person. Dora, you can put an image of Saint Joseph. Find a way of changing that. You can just put an image of Saint Joseph. Someone will tell you, I have been in position, you're promoting someone you do not know about, someone whom you haven't, our parents didn't even know. What have you seen in Saint Joseph? Someone asked me that before I started the consecration classes of these 33 days that have just passed. But then you realize when we read the second part of Saint Joseph, that is the wonders of Saint Joseph. You realize you're going to understand Saint Joseph on a personal level. You're going to see that there are many things that Saint Joseph can do for you. That today you are signing up for these classes because you want a job, because you want marriage, because you want purpose in your life. Because I swear, I don't know the reason as to why you tapped on that link to join the group. But you're going to realize far and beyond that beyond it, there is spiritual healing. Beyond it, there is something that Saint Joseph is going to do for you. I love the part where he works and he entrusts, he loves his children. He makes us know that you can ably run to a father, and that father of yours will love you, will give you attention, will guide you, will protect you like their own. So someone was telling me this, and I didn't even know what to answer him because personally, how Saint Joseph called me, it is on a level I also don't understand. But through adoration, Saint Joseph walked in my life. So Jesus himself sends me to Saint Joseph, showing me that there are parts of your life that must be complete. And today, when something of Saint Joseph has to be done, I cannot stop. I cannot stop. Everything else gets to a standstill, and I just have to do something of Saint Joseph. So, this is what I would love someone like you, after these 33 days of classes, you get to know him on a personal level, that you run to him, just a knock, and he's there for you for all your needs, all your desires, anything. This is what Saint Joseph is going to be for you in your lives. So, part 2 of the sessions we are going to be taking is you learning about the wonders of your spiritual father, of my spiritual father. Then, lastly, in the part 3, that is for the every document we are going to be sharing on the platform, the WhatsApp platform. It will be showing these 3 things, and we must do all of them. Then the last part will always be about the prayers of Saint Joseph. The normal prayers we talk about is the litany of Saint Joseph and the memorare. So through these, you can pray for the different intentions you have amidst many other things. These are things of how this is the way we are going to be getting through these classes of Saint Joseph. So these documents, our meetings will always be at 5 a.m. in the morning. Someone may ask, why 5 a.m.? Friends, this is going to be a personal journey. I know many may have joined because they think there is going to be some super magic that someone is going to pray for them to get whatever they want. It is going to be a personal journey of fighting, of understanding, of knowing Saint Joseph on a personal level. That is number one that I'm going to tell you and remind you that through this journey, you're going to learn Saint Joseph on a personal level. So why are we putting these classes at 5 a.m. in the morning? Because the person we are calling into our lives would love to have him as part of us in the times where the world is still asleep. And then you get to read about someone. Yeah? And then you will see yourself. You read something and then you see him acting or visibly showing up in your day at your workplace. Huh? You're going to see all these things happen for you. So I know some may be 5 a.m. I am still sleeping. Trust me, if Saint Joseph needs you to be in these classes, you will not even need an alarm. That one I'll tell you. You may not even need an alarm. But if you feel it's going to be hard, please set the alarm. Before you know it, you'll be waking up before the alarm rings. I'm telling you. So why 5 a.m.? Because number one, we want you to have him as the main center of your day. But if you cannot join the 5 a.m. classes on Zoom, then there will be a recorded version just like this one. The recording comes after the Zoom, so you can listen in via the YouTube channel anytime. But still, if you cannot do any of those, the document, you can read it on a personal level. And then you understand. Then number two, the other thing I would love to emphasize, we are going to keep these meetings 40 minutes. So some documents are going to come longer, others shorter. I'm begging and I'm pleading and I'm insisting that before you join in the classes, at least take time off to read. To some, we shall read fully. To others, to some days, the time may be beautiful. You can read the whole of it. It's few pages. And we read it fully as the Spirit will lead. But on other days, you will have to read it by yourself. But as we have said earlier, this is a personal encounter. I would encourage you to take time off and read that document. Trust me, there is nothing more you will need in your life. You will not need someone to come and be in position to lay hands and do ABC for you, because this person we are talking about, he has tested and he has proved to us. I love the image that we have, that Dora has been in position to put. It is showing us Saint Joseph with Jesus working in the carpentry, teaching him. So the main goal of me and you, who is deciding to entrust themselves, to consecrate themselves, because someone may be asking, why am I consecrating myself to this man? What is even consecration? Is someone asking that? Eh? If someone is asking that, then I can ably answer. Because someone is saying, maybe, how come they are talking of consecration? What are they trying to say? Eh? So, what is consecration? Consecration basically means entrusting yourself to someone. You to give, like you give yourself, you entrust your cares, your thoughts, your minds, everything to someone. But this time around, the person you're deciding to entrust yourself to, number one, this is the greatest saint after Mother Mary. Mother Mary is not put in the hierarchy of saints. Among the saints we talk about, Saint Joseph is not added to any other saint. He is the greatest saint. And if you realize, for someone who is here for the first time, I would love to inform you that Saint Joseph is the patron of work. That is the feast we are going to celebrate. The same Saint Joseph is the patron of the Universal Church. The same Saint Joseph is the patron of travelers. The same Saint Joseph is the patron of I'm looking for a man, a spouse, a what? The same Saint Joseph is the patron, the head of families. Like, I do not know which part I can talk about, and Saint Joseph is not there. So you're going to understand a person who is an all-round creature, for lack of a better word. A person who is everything, and you will realize he is someone who hasn't been used. Like, people have not gone to him. We are making him so dormant, yet he's ready to give so much, but we do not ask. For the people who have entrusted themselves to say, Hi, can I be heard? Can I
Yes.
be heard?
Yes, Joanne, we had lost you, but now you are back.
Yeah, you had.
Okay. So I'm saying for the
I'm
people who have
not getting
interested
you.
themselves in saying, so I'm seeing people in the chat room. They are asking, let me first get to the chat room. I believe now I can be heard. Someone is saying 5 a.m. is not favorable for us students. I've given 3 forms of the way we can be in position to join. Shall you send the link on WhatsApp group always? Yes, the link will always be on the WhatsApp group before 5 a.m. And then we shall be having weekly meetings. So today we've had an orientation meeting in the on a Sunday, but the weekly meetings will be every Monday at 8 p.m. That yes, we shall log in at 5 a.m. and then the weekly meeting at 8 p.m. to discuss what we shall have learned during the week. Yeah, I know there are going to be so many questions here. Uh, but for the questions, I don't know if people are having questions. Because after this session, we shall be, in case there are many questions, we shall open up the new session for 40 minutes for only questions. But if there are no questions, then we shall be in position to end after these minutes. But in case you have questions, you can let us know. So, reading through here, I'm seeing, I wish for Saint Joseph to assist me raise my children like he did. Beautiful. Just make sure, the name is hard, Sidona. Make sure you read all the classes or attend. If you have not been in position to be part of the 5 a.m. class, at least make sure you read and you will know how best to raise your children, just the way Saint Joseph did. That one, we have seen it, it has worked for other people. I want Saint Joseph as my father and know him deep and deep. Beautiful. Me, I have a father in him. Anything I want, we have to sit down and talk. I tell him, Monange, now where do you expect me to get this and the other? I've seen him work out so ably as a father, surely. So for you, Rooney, yes, you'll be in position to attain this. Okay. Um, yeah, the soft copy is in the main group. I believe you have already seen it. First time attendant, I want to journey with Saint Joseph that I feel the love of both the spiritual mother and father. Beautiful. You won't be an orphan, neither even half orphan after getting Saint Joseph. Someone is saying, what does it take on the door of consecration, Saint Joseph, since most things are going to be online? Okay, so in this, we talked about consecration. This is a personal thing. We are going to be in position to see all these things as we are running through. But above all, when we finish reading through all the 33 days, we shall realize that in any way you can consecrate yourself. But us who are journeying here, for those who will be in position to make it to Munyonyo Matters Shrine, we shall hold consecration on the final day, 1st May, because we have been assigned a chaplain amidst many other things on that final day. Everything. We have a chaplain we already journey with. So for those who can make it, beautiful. For those who won't be in position to make it, you can still do consecration anywhere you are. Anywhere you are, you can do consecration. But if you can make it to Munyonyo, it will be well organized for you. And there is much more. We shall learn. We are on the final day before we even journey through the other days. So we shall, I've just seen someone's question. So let's keep journeying. All I want to say is I will encourage you, number one, to read daily, daily, the daily classes. And then in the final days, we shall see how best you can consecrate yourselves and you will have known St. Joseph on a personal level. But above all, in this introduction meeting, it was about to initiate you on what you will need and what you will do for yourselves as the new class of St. Joseph. Number one, we shall be sending out notes on a daily. On every daily note, you'll be in position to learn St. Joseph on a personal level. When you get to learn him on a personal level, you can now know the person you're going to deal with. But above all, for all the people who have journeyed with us through these consecration classes, they will tell you they have a father in St. Joseph. They have someone who has helped them realize their purposes in life. As we